Yo, so I've been thinking recently, and something I realized is I do a lot of work, but something that I almost like sabotage myself with on a near daily basis is if I don't just sit down and work for 5, 6 hours straight, which is really, really hard to do, to just it's mentally draining, and sometimes the quality of your work goes down a lot, so you get more frustrated, and it's like a whole thing. But something I've realized is like if you so I've started building in breaks basically, and like I do an hour of dialing and like half-hour break, an hour of dialing, so on. And something I've realized is if you give yourself a fun break, so like you watch some YouTube, you watch a movie, you play some games, whatever, then you will just automatically not let yourself get back to work. And I mean, just think about it. If you have the option of doing something really hard, which is your work, opposed to playing a game or watching some YouTube or whatever, which option are you going to pick? Because well, obviously you're going to pick the fun thing, right? But if you give yourself a break that is boring, and I mean, I've seen like a bunch of videos that people make about this stuff, but I never really watched it. I just kind of took that concept and tried to apply it to myself, and I figured it out. But pretty much like if you have boring breaks, and what I mean by that is like no music, no headphones, no nothing. You just go outside for 5, 10 minutes. Just go for a walk, or maybe you go walk around your house, do some chores, stuff like that. Then that will automatically be less fun than the work you're supposed to be doing, right? And then your mind shifts from what's the fun thing I can do during my break to what's the next thing we're doing, right? And then the next thing we're doing is more dials, more calls, or something like that. Then you're automatically thinking, what can I optimize? What can I do better? What can I improve for the next time I call so that it's less painful, right? And when you do that, then you really start to kind of build out this kind of priority. Not priority, what am I saying? You start to like build out this kind of like desire to get back to work. And that's kind of what I felt this morning of I woke up at 6 because I'm forcing myself to have a routine again. So every day I'm waking up at 6 with my phone across the room with an alarm. So I have to get out of bed to turn the alarm off. And then, oh shit, I'm already out of bed, so no point in getting back in there. And then, like, I just shower and, do my morning stuff. And then I start doing deep work because you can't call people at 6 in the morning, right? So deep work for a couple of hours. Then I start doing calls for my mentor, my inbound lead calls, all that kind of stuff. And then, like, I've already done a bunch of deep work, so I don't have to think about that. And I'm already doing calls, which now I have all day to do without like having to worry about I need to get this thing done, I need to get that thing done, right? Now all day I can turn into I call for an hour and then I have a 5 minute break, just no fun things, just kind of walking around the house, going outside, something like that. And then I want to get back to work. Like this morning, I finished my deep work early, and then I felt myself. I'm like, man, I wish I could dial right now because I'm so bored, right? Um, and that's very interesting because I was just like, damn, if I can feel this way every time I'm not working, the amount of work I would get done would exponentially increase. And I've recently been getting really good changes implemented, really good progress, really good changes. I've already said that. I'm just rambling at this point, but pretty much like everything I've been working on right now, the results are better, the optimization systems are better, my team is performing better, we're doing calls, we're optimizing, like I bought them some software, things like that. And like everything all around is working. I just need to upgrade myself to be able to, maintain this and continue building up this momentum. Because if you continue building momentum, you continue winning. And right now, I'm not like trying to get a ton of new clients for my business, anything like that, because I'm working on improving my sales, improving all these skills that I need in order to be able to do that. And I've made incredible progress with that in just a month or two, right? Like I could probably close, I don't know, like most people that I wouldn't be able to a year ago, right? Just because I know my service is good, and also like I have a good understanding of what to say to people, how to talk, what they want, that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's kind of my rant for the day. And the reason I'm making this mostly is because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this a habit of no fun things. When there's a break, you go downstairs, you walk around, you pet your cat, and like I guess just do something simple, because within 5 minutes, I guarantee you're gonna want to get back to work, right? And that's how I feel. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. And when it comes to just consistency, habit building is the best. Of If I can make this thoughtless, if I can make this a routine, the default stance. When I'm not working, I'm relaxing and chilling in a way that's actually beneficial. Then that, like, I just don't see how I could lose. Just completely transparently, I don't think I can lose if you're constantly pushing, if you're constantly working, when otherwise you could just be hanging out or doing fun things. And then the flip side of that is, let yourself watch Netflix, watch YouTube, all these things after everything is done. I was even like talking to my mentor. I was like, hey man, like, I guess, how do you like almost like balance the things? And then he's like, man, I watched a hunting video, when people no show to my calls, because I just had nothing else to do, right? So he said, it doesn't really matter as long as you did all the dials, as long as you, showed up, as long as you did all the work. Who cares if you watch YouTube? Who cares if you watch a movie, whatever. Like, and then I was like, yeah, that's true. So like that's the thing I'm really going to be pushing to do. And I guess I'm kind of just documenting things that are happening. Give it a shot yourself. I mean, if you, I don't know, struggle with homework, whatever you guys are doing. But yeah, that's just where I'm hitting. I'm realizing a lot of things. I'm learning a lot. And I guess there's no point in learning if you don't implement it, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. Well, that's all I got for now. Hope you have a good day, and do something productive with your life.